Can I buy him? Bad idea.
Now, this might be just me, but I don't think people give enough credit towards Nick Jr., a channel that was launched on September 28, 2009 as a spin-off of Nickelodeon, with other such channels such as Nick at Night, the nighttime programming block, Nicktoons, where each show that was either bad or underrated got the shaft, and Team Nick, which was pretty much just throwback Nickelodeon. There was also Nick Music, which was everything MTV used to have, and Nick Mom, which was an Adult Swim show for Nick Jr. and was for moms and was discontinued. Anyways, going back to Nick Jr., there are more than enough memorable shows that are worth talking about, with each one having a great style to it. Shows like Blue's Clues, Wonder Pets, The Backyardigans, and Team Uzumi were fun adventures. The Fresh Beat Band and Bubble Guppies had astonishing music, and shows like Oswald and Little Bill were simply relaxing. Nowadays, Nick Jr. shows have been mostly okay, but one show I feel is objectively bad is none other than the Rainbow Rangers. If you have never heard of the show, it basically started in November 5th of 2018, had 2 seasons, and is by no exaggeration the most boring, unentertaining show in the channel. Now, some people may say that other shows like Dora or Peppa Pig are more deserving of this title. But in those shows' defense, I can at least say the more they went on, the better the shows got.
Hello, Madame Gazelle. I'm a vampire.
Ah, a vampire. That brings back memories of the old country.
That's odd. Madame Gazelle doesn't have a reflection in the mirror.
Rainbow Rangers, on the other hand, does none of these things. And today, I'm going to tell you why it is quite possibly the worst show on Nick Jr. So, what is Rainbow Rangers about? Well, Rainbow Rangers tells the story of 7 9-year-old girls who are guardians of both nature and the land. Each episode usually begins with a problem with nature seen on Earth. After they are shown the natural problem, Kalia chooses 3 ideal rangers for her mission. So mainly the show is a bunch of kids going around saving the environment because of an Earth goddess told them to.
Yeah! Sound fucking familiar?
Now, while this show does make a few, let's be kind here and say, inspirations from Captain Planet, there are a few good differences within them. As said before, 7 people are on the Rainbow Rangers team, not including Kalia and the Rainbow Horse Blue. This means that the show has more potential for more character dynamics. Not to mention the fact that in Captain Planet, when the Planeteers would nearly be defeated, they would always rely on Captain Planet to get them out. The Rainbow Rangers, on the other hand, have to depend on themselves to get the job done. So on some standards, Rainbow Rangers do some things well. It's just everything else that it fails at. Going back to the characters, they were all practically one-dimensional, with all of them only having one personality. Rosie is a strong-willed leader, Bonnie is the smart person of the group, etc, etc. Practically the only character I liked was Preston Paxton, and that was mostly because he's the only person with the most character beyond the evil business tycoon. Because instead of all of his practices being due to money, some of it is actually going towards his daughter, which is actually a nice thing to do. Think of a Veruca Salt / Mr. Salt situation in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Daddy, I want this! Don't worry, dear. We'll get you a this as soon as you get home. But I want it now!
Speaking of the characters, let's talk about their powers. Now in Captain Planet, the Planeteers' powers would usually be related to nature. Earth, fire, wind, and water. And mostly hot because apparently that ties the Earth together, I guess. The Rainbow Rangers just have normal superpowers like superhuman strength or just invisibility. Not to mention the fact that their powers sometimes seem inconsistent. Take the episode Tree Hugger, for example. Okay, so in this episode, the Rangers get trapped by one of Preston's vehicles and try to break out. Now, I want to make this very clear. Rosie Red has super strength. I say this because I want to imagine every single hero with this ability, every capability that's been done with this gift, and to look at what's going to happen here.
Stand back! Straight power! Wow, strong booby trap.
Oh. What the hell?
Finally, let's talk about the episodes themselves. All the episodes are the same. There's always an environmental problem caused by Preston or maybe his daughter. The Rangers come to stop him, Preston traps them, the Rangers use their powers and save the environment. Every single episode is like this and it gets extremely repetitive. Now, I wouldn't mind so much if there was some kind of difference in the formula each and every time now and again. Going back to Captain Planet, even though most of the focus has been being on environmentally safe, it has dealt with a lot of other issues, ranging from drug abuse to AIDS to misinformation, and the one they keep fucking up, overpopulation.
You are consuming too many resources. You mean like your 40-foot TV? Yeah, but so what? I only have 2 children.
Yes, Captain Planet. It's bad that some parents make more than 2 children. You should probably tell this to Tad Turner, who has 5 of them. But going back to the environmental episodes, they at least try to have a different villain each time and not having it be the same one. Rainbow Rangers does not do this. They just find the environmental problem, stop it, and repeat it for about 2 whole seasons. I wouldn't mind so much if not for the fact that Rob Minkoff, the same person who directed The Lion King, and Steve Morris, a writer for Frozen, were part of the team, and this was the best they could come up with. Ignoring the fact that as a Nick Jr. show, it's both uninteresting and boring with no character, it's basically an excuse to pull a girl power message with no actual effort into it. While Captain Planet may have been a cheesy and outdated show, it still gave an earnest attempt to tell everyone that the Earth is a good place to protect. With this show, you're better off just watching the show ironically or just listening to a surprisingly banger-ass theme song, because in the good words of Captain Planet,
The power is yours.
One fan, check him out, you're gonna see. He's the Mega Mac Daddy of ecology.
Wait, what?
He's the Mega Mac Daddy of ecology.
You know what? Take your ring back and fuck off!